Hey everybody, Nick here. Today there was a Wax space talking about the OIG and Wax governance on Twitter on a space, and as you might know, I really hate Twitter spaces because they're such horrible for usability, and I just don't like them. So I wanted to watch them back, and they're hard to find. And I was like, okay, I don't like listening to this on my phone. I just want to have it myself and just maybe be able to record parts of it into a video, etc. So I was like, okay, let's see how this stuff works. So as you might see, I've some things pulled up, and I started to look. And when you open or start playing a Twitter space, you can see that an M3U8 file is loaded, which is basically a streaming playlist. And you can see a preview of that thing here. So basically everything that starts with a pound sign or hashtag, that's a comment. And there's information in there, but we don't need it. What we need is these chunk files, right? And this link is very long. It has all sorts of authentication, etc. baked in. So what you need is this file relative to the full URL. So what I tried to do was just, okay, let's see if I copy that link and dump it into my program. And let's make the code a bit bigger, like this. Let's parse that URL and let's build a base URL out of that, because if you look at the whole URL, it ends with this playlist blah blah blah, and all these files are relative to that same path. So we need the full URL and just need to chop off the last part, which is this playlist file. So we build a new string, we take the schema, the host, and all the segments, and we skip the last one. So we take the length -1. And this is our base URL. It will end in a slash, so we can append everything that we need. We take a new HTTP client that lets us download or interact with web services. And then we download the file. As you saw, the file has all sorts of comments in them, prefixed with a hashtag. What I want to do is loop through all of them, record every chunk, download it, and save it to disk. So that's exactly what I do here. And since there's a lot of small files, there's like 1200 for this space, what I first did was record every file, check them, and I noticed that it worked. But they're a bit of a pain to have 1200 files on your disk. So I was like, okay, can we concat them? So I tried ffmpeg, I tried a binary copy, and everything works. ffmpeg throws a lot of errors, by the way. The binary copy with just a command line works, so I figured I can just concat the file myself while downloading. So right here I still download every chunk, but I also append it to a new file, which I name the same as the M3U8 file. So I use get file name without extension, so that gives us the name of the playlist file, and I just put AAC after it, which is the audio format that's used for the chunk files. It uses file mode create, so if it already exists, it will override it without prompting, so just so you know. So this is for setting up the big file. I have a variable here outside so that we don't constantly redeclarate or allocate new memory for the chunk data. And basically I loop through all the lines in the playlist file, make sure that it's an actual file that is listed, like here. And then I will just dump out the file name to the console so that we have a little bit of a progress indicator. And then I just download that chunk. I write the chunk to disk and then I append it to the big file. We don't actually need to do this one anymore, because that was just me testing out, and you don't need all the chunk files. You might want them, but it's really not needed. And if you run this, basically it will download the entire space and build the file for you. So let me run it and show you. Running it here. So here you can see all the files that it's downloading, all the small audio segments. It will download all of them. And while it's doing this, it's also flushing the file to disk. So when everything's said and done, we should have a file that's 48.5 megabytes. So yeah, let's see, it's almost done. And this is all single threaded, just sequentially. You could blow this up even faster and download lots of chunks at the same time, but yeah, that's not really needed. As you can see here, it's done. Let me just grab this path here, open and now we can see an M3U8 file, so the AAC file. Let me see, VLC. So let me open a video player. Boom. And then you will have the audio for the spaces. You can see it's an hour and 12 minutes long.
Nice. And then of course have all the election stuff in there. So all previous elections.
So yeah, and you have the entire space downloaded, and you can use it in whichever way you want. So I'll try to put the code on GitHub or in a gist so that you can easily copy it, so that you can repeat this for yourself. So the steps are pretty basic. Let me grab the thing again. Okay, so if you open the developer tools and you filter, you go to the network tab, you filter for N3 U8, and you click on the play button for the space, an entry will show up. If you just do copy link address, put that into the code up top here, then you'll have a program that can download your code. So yeah, I hope you like it. Bye bye.